Welcome Dash fam, I'm the best dasher alive, aka BDA Kosher, and we're breaking down whether or not DoorDashing is worth it in 2023 heading into 2024. I do think in many cases DoorDashing can be a great opportunity for a lot of people, but it's definitely not for everybody, and there are definitely some scenarios in which it's not worth it for you. You could actually be spending your own money, losing money doing DoorDash delivery, so you really need to evaluate a few things which we're going to walk through in this video. So first, let's find out if it works for you, and then we'll go through the benefits. DoorDashing is a good idea for you if you can and want to be lightly active, is how I'll put it, because you're gonna have to get in and out of your car, move in and out of stores, go up and down flights of stairs, up and down curbs. In my opinion, this is something that I actually like a lot about DoorDashing, you get to move around, walk around a little bit. Next is, if you have the time, then dashing might be right for you, because it is going to require some time, and if all you have is like 30 minutes, then it's probably not for you. In my opinion, the way to extract the most and get the most out of DoorDashing is to dash for entire days at a time. You know, I'd rather spend a full day, morning to night, to grab $250 instead of spreading that out across the course of 6 or 7 days. I also think that DoorDash gives a little bit more priority to the dashers who've already been out there dashing the longest and completing the most deliveries. But of course, you can still dash 1 hour at a time, 2 hours a day, however little or however much you want to dash. If you're considering dashing, you're definitely going to need some sort of vehicle that's not going to turn you upside down. This is the place where it's the easiest to potentially lose money from DoorDashing. Car, a moped, a motorcycle, a scooter, an e-bike, bicycle, you can even do it on foot. But you just need to make sure that whatever vehicle you're using isn't going to end up losing you money. In fact, not only that, but you need to make sure that whatever vehicle you're using can actually make you money, or else you're still just wasting your time, right? The best vehicles I've found for making the most money from DoorDashing is number one, a good e-bike. It's going to depend a little bit on your area, but e-bikes are pretty solid nowadays. You can go for lots of miles on them. They're comfortable. They can work really well depending on your area. And there's no gas, there's no car registration, there's no insurance, none of that. So it's very, very, very low cost. The next best option I see are hybrid cars, because you're getting anywhere from like 40 to 60 miles per gallon. Especially if you're putting that up against an SUV that only gets like 16, 20 miles per gallon. You can double or triple that mileage in a hybrid car and keep way more profits. And also an option is to rent cars. You can actually, in some cases, rent cars cheaper than, average car payments. If you're okay with earning the following amounts of money, then DoorDash might be good for you. You're gonna fall somewhere in the $19 to say $40 an hour on the very, very high end. For the most part, in most places where there's a good amount of DoorDashing happening, you can definitely pull 150, 200, get a little over $200 a day. I've even made close to $500 in a day and did that 2 days in a row. And of course, you have to subtract your costs from that, your car cost, unless you've eliminated your car and just gone to an e-bike or a bicycle or something like that. So if all that checks out, lightly active, have the time, some sort of vehicle, and you're okay with making somewhere in the range of those amounts of money that I just described, then here's all the perks and benefits that you can get from dashing. Number one, you just get to be outside. And I know a lot of you will feel this who are stuck at a desk job or just indoors more than you'd like to be. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but DoorDash just gives you a lot of variety and you get to move around and be outside. And in my opinion, it's nice to be outside regardless of the weather. Like, I'm not saying it's just nice to be outside only if you dash in a nice weather area. I just think regardless, it's nice to be outside. No job hunt, no resumes, no interviews, no dress codes, no training days, no just getting paid once or twice a month, no bosses, no team projects, no deadlines, no limited sick days. Frankly, you don't even have to shower if you really don't want to. You get to discover new grub. I've found some of my favorite places to eat and favorite dishes to eat just because I accepted a delivery and I walked into the place and I was like, oh, that looks good, or that smells good, or I should try that later. The anytime and anywhere option for dashing is amazing. If you want to dash for a full week nonstop, if you're heading out to run an errand and just while you're running that errand you want to get one dash out of the way, the payment situation is very nice, very timely. Every week you get an automatic deposit. That's way better than every 2 weeks or every month at some jobs. If you even want to speed that up more, once a day you can do an instant transfer. That costs $1.99, it costs $2, but you can literally dash, make $200, transfer that to yourself. You've got it right there within a couple of minutes. They even have a Dasher Direct card, which if you sign up for that, As soon as you end your dash, the money is deposited directly on that card, and you can go swipe that card immediately and start to use it, or you can transfer off of that card. DoorDashing is social and or anti-social, just really dependent on how you want to do it. There's obviously a tiny bit of social interaction no matter what, but from there, it's kind of up to you. I say it's social because you're going around meeting and interacting with people all day long, and there's opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to strike up a convo, to ask questions, to make a friend, grab a phone number. I'm not saying like make DoorDashing like a dating app or anything, but I say it's also antisocial because if you don't want to do any of that, if you don't want to talk to your customers, if you don't want to talk to people while you're waiting in line, you don't have to. If you don't want to talk to store employees, you don't have to. Lots of places you just walk up to a shelf and grab the food. Some places at most you have to walk up to the counter and say, hey, can I get a DoorDash for, and that's it. DoorDashing is also a very real business opportunity. I know a lot of people think Dashers are technically working for DoorDash, but technically you're not. Technically you're self-employed and you're contracting with or partnering with DoorDash to complete each of these deliveries. So actually what's happening when you sign up to be a Dasher, you have your own delivery business and you're partnering with DoorDash to complete deliveries for them. And so you're 100% free to also go complete deliveries for any other company that's out there. Now, yes, that does mean that you're also responsible for handling your own self-employment taxes, but it also means since you're self-employed and running your own business that you have the option to reinvest that money back into your business or invest it into other business ventures, which is also where I think DoorDash provides a lot of opportunity because it gives you opportunity to get the money and get it quick, and then you have a little bit of a chunk to start off and invest into another business venture. Also, since as a Dasher, you are your own business and DoorDashing is something you can do anywhere at any time, you can take business trips. Another big perk of being a Dasher is you're able to study, research, listen to, watch, whatever you want as you're doing it. Podcasts, YouTube videos, TV shows. You can just take a huge break. It's not like a regular job where it's like, maybe I can get a week off. It's like, yo, you want a week off? Take a week off. You want to take 2 months off? Take 2 months off, and then you can just click Dash Now, and you're earning money again from deliveries. If you do a few different things for your income, sometimes if people ask, what do you do for a living? That can be a difficult, not a quick question to answer. But if you're a Dasher, what do you do for a living? DoorDash. Done. Easy. Everybody understood it. If you want a friend, a family member, your dog to come along, they can just come along for the ride and keep you some company, and you can have a good old time doing some DoorDashing. Yeah, I stay off the highways.
Oh, cool.
But there's
DoorDash or Uber?
DoorDash. Here, sorry, I just got an offer. 1 second.
Okay.
We'll definitely grab that one. Sorry, I just wanted to accept that offer.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. What's your YouTube?
It's called Best Dasher Alive.
Okay.
It's a joke. I'm not that arrogant.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It's I don't know if have you listened to Lil Wayne at all, the rapper?
Yeah, I know Lil Wayne.
He had a song that used to be really popular called Best Rapper Alive. So I did Best Dasher Alive.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,